Okay.
We're live. That was the fastest that's ever happened. Hey,
How did that happen?
I don't know. We had it pick up in the interwebs.
Woohoo! Here we go. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
I'll live in the dream. It's Friday.
Good.
Friday. It feels later, but that's cool. Friday.
This whole week's been screwed up. Time change.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, spring forward.
Yeah, that'll do it every time.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, you want to intro us up?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to give you full screen here.
All right.
I'm going to do that right now. Solo, go.
So I'm Chris Crisp, and this is Untamed Thoughts.
Welcome to Untamed Thoughts.
Oh, look, all three of us came back. I did it right.
I did it. I shared.
I didn't. But we all can't be good at everything all the time, all at once. You can either share sometimes, either I'm working the controls right. We can't do it all.
Yeah, no, it never works.
Never. Chris, welcome to Untamed.
Thank
you. How's it going? How's life?
It's good. It's been busy. This was a busy week for me. I played the last 2 nights. Then I'll be playing tomorrow as well. And then I got all kinds of other stuff, personal life going on too. So just trying to keep my head above water.
Where are you playing?
Tomorrow is actually going to be a private event. Last night I played at Pacific Yard House. And then the night before that I played at Mahoney's in the Woodlands over off Waterway.
You're going to have to start letting me know, or I'm going to have to start paying more attention so that I can come see you.
Yard House is a last minute gig. I was helping fill in for Peyton Howie. So,
well, I'm so glad to hear that you're busy because you deserve to be.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Keeping my head above the water. That's all I can do at the moment. So
that's a good place to be, even though it's stressful.
Oh yeah, lack of sleep. A lot of that.
Oh. Well, what are your plans for this evening? And today's Friday, right? So this evening you're here because it's evening. But what's your plans for this weekend?
Let's see. When I get off with you guys, I'll be going to see Grandpa, hang out with him for a little bit, probably. And then tomorrow I've got a private event in Cut and Shoot. And then Sunday is going to be recoup day, just kind of get everything I said I was going to get done this weekend. At least attempt to get that all done Sunday. Really bad about not getting everything I say I'm going to get done, but it is what it is. This weekend's going to be pretty low key. I've just got the gig tomorrow night, and then honeydews and all that kind of stuff on Sunday. So
sounds kind of like my weekend.
I don't know. You may have a more eventful weekend than I am.
I just might not remember much of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I also told you I was showing in my face.
Yeah, you are. And yes, Mark, she is, and due very shortly.
5 weeks.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. 5 more weeks.
Boy or girl?
Weeks.
Girl.
Okay.
We're so excited. I'm getting a little girl this well.
Is this your first?
No, it's my second. My first is actually turning 20 in a couple weeks.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. So he'll be turning 20. I'll be having a newborn, and then I'll turn 42.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get to play together.
The memory's not what the hell it used to be. You know what I mean? We just celebrate all on the same day. Like Brandi doesn't even know, but she's about to have an April birthday too. We're just everybody get cake on in April,
right?
April or May, you can take your pick.
At least you only got to stress over it once a year then.
But I also have 3 stepsons, so Yeah.
We broke every April.
Yeah.
She gets it all the time. Well, Chris, tell us a little bit about tell the people about yourself.
Yes.
Nobody knows who you are. Well, not nobody, but not everybody knows who you are yet. So tell us about Chris.
So my name is Chris Crisp. It's kind of getting to be an old joke, so I'm probably going to stop telling it. That it's not exactly politically correct, but I tell people my name on stage, and I tell them I don't have a stutter. That's my name. Parents had a sense of humor. Let's see. Upper 20s. I'll just leave it at that. I've been doing live music for just over 2 years now. I grew up around music as far as just dad played the guitar growing up, and that's really about it, other than he just had a very eclectic taste for music, so he kind of passed that on to me. But any and all music ability that I have came from dad. Played around with it, kind of always thought as a kid that, it might be something I would want to try to pursue, but then I got older into high school, decided, there's other things I'd much rather do. And it wasn't until I got into college where I kind of flirted with the idea again, but then I dropped to the wayside again. And then about 2 years ago is when I was like, you know what, I'll just give it a shot, see what happens. So started doing open mics a few months, I would say, maybe it might be up to 6 months before COVID hit. And then I played my first gig I started just a couple months before COVID, and then we all know how that went. So it all went downhill from there for another 6 months before I really did much after that. So, but yeah, no, I sing country music predominantly, but I've got a lot of influences from growing up with dad. Yeah,
I've heard some things other than country.
Yeah, I like a lot of I'm pretty dead on country music, but I've got a lot of influences when it comes to like blues, maybe some like old school Motown, R&B, gospel. All of that stuff is an influence one way, shape, or form on me. So I haven't figured out. I would say that I'm probably still figuring out who I am as a singer, though. I know who I want to be, and I know where my influences come from, but figuring out my own style has been a journey. I'm still on it. So
you're still early on in it. To actually say, you flirted with the idea, but then 2 years ago, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have done it a lot sooner.
Just doing it is enough. What was your first? You said you started out with open mic nights. What was the first couple? I'm sure the first one was like little. We'll see what's happening. But what was like that third one? I want to know what that third one felt like.
So technically my first open mics I did in college, but that was just because I had some buddies that were going. I was in the ROTC program at Sam Houston State, and I had some buddies that went and did that periodically. They drug me along to do that. But when I first started really getting into it a couple of years ago, I don't know, it took me a little while to get the shakes out. You get up there and just start sweating and shaking like a leaf. It was bad, but I'd get through it. Now it doesn't bother me at all, but it was probably a few months in before I started kind of getting comfortable with it. But yeah, it was big thing. And especially what I would tell other people that are, at least in my experience, that are flirting with the idea of doing open mics. And that's the way to start. First of all, in my opinion, is just go do the open mic thing, but find an open mic that you're comfortable at. I went to a couple of them where I was just like, I just was not feeling it. But I found one where a guy was running sound for it, and he was actually doing a really good job of it. And I felt comfortable. And that's when and a lot of other people started finding that out. And that's how I met a lot of people as well, that have helped me. What's that?
Is that where you got your feet?
I would say so. At least just, getting started. And then, I don't know, maybe about 4 to 6 months in is when someone was like, man, you ought to do a gig. I was like, no, I'm not ready for that yet. And they were like, no, come on, I'll hold your hand. And that guy actually went and played the gig with me. So it was a big help. It was a fun experience. So I've kind of had the bug ever since. I enjoy it a lot.
Has there ever been a moment that you thought, I'm just going to keep this in the hobby space? It's not going to be something I pursue.
Certainly was at first. Definitely was at first, but, and I don't say this like I'm, tooting my own horn, but I started getting a lot of reactions from people, and it made me feel good. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, and a lot of reinforcement about it. I was like, okay, well, maybe there is something. Maybe I will, pursue it. So I did. I started I guess you could say the real pursuing of it probably about October when I released the first single. But about 6 months ago is when I was like, okay, now's the time. Like, if I'm not going to do it, I need to set it aside and do it as a hobby. So I kind of came to that crossroads. I was like, okay, now's the time to make that decision.
How many times do you think you're going to have to make that decision?
Right this second. Actually, I had to remake that decision just a week ago. But I don't know. I think when it comes to twists and turns that happen in life, you just can never tell. There's always going to be things that can happen or anything like that make you second guess something. So there's no telling. I might have an emotional day and have to question myself. I don't know. I don't care what they say. Guys have emotional days too. So.
Yeah, they do. Oh, we know. Y'all just always want to admit it, but we know.
Absolutely. But and a lot of people are like, well, second guess, and if you're not sure, I don't think it's uncertainty when you have to revisit that decision. Every time you make the decision, you're recommitting yourself to that decision, and it makes it a little bit that much stronger, and it gives you that much more perspective.
Yeah, and I've always prided myself in, at least in considering myself a realist. If something's not going to work, you just own up to it and move on to the next thing. I've had things where I was, prior career paths that I thought that I wanted, and I wanted them bad. And it took me, and when it didn't work out, I dwelled on it for a little while, probably way longer than I should have let it dwell. And it was a good thing and a bad thing that was the case, because I learned from it more than one way. I figured out, okay, you let it go and move on and be done with it. Don't look back. But yeah, there's no telling. I'm sure there's going to be days up the road where I'm, especially in this industry's full of nothing but no's. You're going to hear more no's than you hear yeses. So I'm kind of bracing myself for that as well. It may turn out to be something that it just is a hobby in the long run, and I'm okay with that if it does turn into that.
That's a good attitude to have, that you're okay with it either way, and that you're enjoying the ride as you're on it.
Yeah.
Would you say you've had a moment thus far where you're standing there going, is this for real?
Yeah, there's that moment? Actually, I would say that the last one I had was probably about a month ago. I was playing at Pacific Yard House, and I was playing with two other people, Heather Raylene and Peyton Howie, and they were having to turn people away from at the door because they packed the house, and I was just like, I didn't expect it, especially when I was keeping up with ticket sales like the week up to it, and then all of a sudden it just everything happened all at once. It's like, wow. So yeah, that was a big wowing thing for me, and that was about a month ago now, maybe a little shy of that, but yeah, that was at least the last one that happened.
That's good. John and I were upset that we were going to be out of town for that show because we wanted to go.
So we're planning on trying to do it again in the next few months. So I'll keep you updated. We're in the works on getting all that scheduled right now. So yeah, that night they were like, "Oh, we're doing this again." So, and that was one of the most fun nights I've had playing. It was, especially when you can get on the stage with someone that you have chemistry with. It makes a huge difference. It blows by. When your time flies when you're having fun. So,
well,
are you ready? I'm sorry. People are already asking for your songs. They want to hear you sing.
I can do that.
So now you did list out some songs. I don't know if song one, you listed Rear View. So if you could tell us a little bit about what Rear View's about, how you wrote it, why you wrote it.
So Rear View is actually the current single, the only single that I've had so far. Is the current single that's out on Texas radio. Find it on all the streaming platforms. Rear View took a little while to write. It was one of the, and I'm still figuring out my writing style, and I'm still trying to figure out avenues of approach when it comes to writing. You got some guys that'll go and write a song in 5 minutes, and then you got guys like me and some other people I know that maybe will write a little bit and then have to revisit it a week, a month, a year down the road, and then finally be able to finish it. Rear View was one of those that took a little while to write. I would say that it was just, what's the best way to say? I would say that Rear View is one of those kind of, it's a breakup song. And I was really just trying to pull from, thinking about all the different experiences that everyone might have had. And then kind of putting it into context with experiences that I've had. So it wasn't really just one specific breakup that I had or anything like that, but it was just kind of a pulling from a lot of different experience into it. So, but yeah, no, this is the first single that was out. It's not, let's see. I wrote it. When did I write it? That's the thing, is they all kind of start blurring together. Especially when you're like me, and you 20 songs in the works all at once. You can't keep up with it.
You just, from now on, when somebody asks you about the history, you say just some time ago. Say,
yeah.
It just came to me. Here it goes.
Yeah.
And you just start playing it.
Yeah. I'll get to it then.
All right.
Things haven't quite gone to plan. Hell, they thought I'd be your man. I'm sitting here in this truck, wondering where the hell you've gone. Wondering what I did wrong. This dirt road's a lot like life. Goes up and down and side to side. And it can wash right out from under your feet, like the day you left me. So I'll tip that bottle empty, and I'll tip that bottle dry. I've learned to love the pain, 'cause it's the only thing that tells me I'm alive. I'm trying my best to make it in this world without you. But I keep looking in the rear view. My friends all tell me it just takes time. But I'm not one to just sit by. I've spent more nights in that bar than I have in my own bed, trying to stay out of my head. So I'll tip that bottle empty, and I'll tip that bottle dry. I've learned to love the pain, 'cause it's the only thing that tells me I'm alive. I'm trying my best to make it in this world without you. But I keep looking in the rear view, and I keep looking for the man I used to be. But all I see now is a half drink bottle of whiskey. So I'll tip that bottle empty, and I'll tip that bottle dry. I'll learn to love the pain, 'cause it's the only thing that tells me how I like. I'm trying my best to make it in this world without you. I keep looking, I keep looking, I keep looking in the rearview.
Thank you so
You're welcome. Did y'all hear it okay?
Oh, it was perfect.
Speaking or nothing? Okay.
No, it was perfect.
All right.
We had questions coming in while you were singing.
Okay.
Sure did. So here's the question. People want to know where they can find you live.
Let's see here. So April is going, so I've had some scheduling conflicts come up. I've gotten the month of April minus 2 shows is almost nothing but private events that I've got going on. But I do have, I've got a Wednesday night at Mahoney's in the Woodlands. That'd be April 20th. And then I've got April 22nd at a crawfish joint in Porter, Texas called Overalls.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah. It's the family name. So, yeah, good old boys.
Are all of your shows going to be listed on your Facebook?
Yes, everything will get listed. I actually need to get in there and go update some stuff right now. But yeah, no, I will have all of that stuff done within the next week or so. But yeah, no, if it looks really bare, it's not that I'm not playing. It's just I don't post all the private events because there's no point in doing that if everyone can come.
Yeah.
So.
Well, tell people where to find all your information. You're on Facebook, Instagram.
So yeah, Facebook, Instagram. I've got a Twitter. I'm not on it very much. I'm really lacking on the social media thing. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram. I just got a TikTok. I think like last week. I've held out for as long as I could. And I finally broke down and got a TikTok, and it is horrible for my time management. I will say.
Set yourself a timer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the problem is people sending me things on TikTok, so I'll pull it up and then I get sucked in again.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, I've shared your Facebook page, so everybody go find him on Facebook. From there, you can branch out and find him everywhere else. The other question is, where in Texas is he?
Oh, I'm in, I guess you would call us Southeast Texas is what you would call us. Guys in East Texas don't like when people around the Houston area claim East Texas. So, but yeah, no, I'm in the Houston area, the greater Houston area. But I'm all over the place. I'll be in Fort Worth in May at the Armadillo. I'll be there for 2 nights. I don't have that posted yet, but I will. I play out in Abilene semi-regularly, so I make my way out that direction as well. And my goal for the rest of the year is to make my way out towards Waco, San Antonio, and possibly Lake Charles. So I've got a line on the Lake Charles thing right now. We're just waiting to see what happens. So, but yeah, no, as of right this second, I play predominantly in the Houston area, but I'm looking to change that, trying to get out of the Houston nest and go branch out. I took a trip up to Fort Worth, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was, and I got to see some musicians that I don't ever get to see because they all stay up that way. And it was a great night. I'm looking forward to getting up there and playing. So
nice. Well, you're also being requested in Corpus. So.
Oh yeah, no, Corpus will be a stop as well. I actually I've got a couple of contacts that I need to reach out to as to use them as relays to get out to Corpus, figure out who all I need to talk to. I've spent very, very little time out in Corpus, but what little time I have, I like it every time. So I need to figure out where I need to go out there and play.
It's good. Corpus is good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, that's on the list too. I can't believe I forgot that because I need to get further south as well. So, but yeah, no, all the main hot spots in Texas are what I'm going to be shooting for. I'll probably eventually make my way up toward Lubbock as well.
Perfect.
So
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you talked about earlier when we were talking that your influences are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But who's the one? What's the one that just you keep coming back to and coming back to and coming back to?
I hate that question.
Is there one?
There's a handful. It really just kind of depends on the mood I'm in. And you know, it's funny. I feel like this name has been getting thrown around a lot over the last couple of years, but it's been one that I've gravitated towards for a long, long time. Keith Whitley's a big one for me. Keith Whitley, Glenn Campbell. Then you get it. You get outside. You know, of course, everyone says George Strait, and hands down. I mean, it's still to this day the best show I've ever been to. But then, you know, you get outside of the country genre as well. There's a blues guy that I grew up listening to quite a bit. A guy by the name of Johnny Lang. Then you've got like your Kenny Wayne Shepherds, and then you get into the really old school blues stuff. You know, your B.B. Kings, your Albert Kings. All of those were big influences, but Dad made sure it was predominantly those, and then classic rock. So 60s all the way through the 80s that I'd listen to all of it. But yeah, no, it really just depends on the mood that I'm in at that time, because especially if I found someone recently that I'd never listened to before and they get thrown into the shuffle, there'll be days where I'll just go and listen to nothing but what they do. Vince Gill. I'll get in. That's another one. I get sucked into Vince Gill a lot.
Well, I have a question kind of on that because you mentioned Vince Gill, and he's one of my. When I hear him, I'm like, oh damn, I miss Vince. Why haven't I listened to him in the last 6 months? You know, who is that? Like one artist that you maybe recently, or maybe you can't think of them right now. Then when they come on, you're like, dang, why are you not like in my ear every single day?
Vince very well may actually be that guy, just because he's one of the most underrated, not just singers, but musicians. He's, you know, especially when you're getting into it as a musician more as well, and you're looking for that kind of stuff, and you see him play and everything, it's just like, oh my God, makes you sick, because you'll never get that far.
Never say never.
Oh yeah, no, I know. No, Vince is another level. Most people could say never when it comes to getting as good as Vince Gill. But yeah, no, Vince is one of them. There was one the other day that someone asked me about. Who was it? You know what? I won't even waste my time looking, because I'll waste both of our times, because I'll just get into a black hole for as much music that I have on my phone. So, but yeah, no, Vince is one of them for sure.
I don't know. It just makes me happy when I come across a song that you haven't heard and you hear that voice. It's almost like an old friend, you know, giving you a call, and you're like, oh yeah, great comfort.
Happened to me the other day. Something came on. It was Don Williams, and I hadn't heard it in a while. And it came on, and it just took over me, and I just sobbed. John was like, well, is this Don Williams? And I was like,
He was one of my grandpa's favorites. So yeah, no, that was one that I grew up listening to.
Which is why I was sobbing.
And your voice, Chris, has that same effect. And I don't know if you realize that, or if anybody's ever told you that, but your voice has that same effect where it's familiar, but it's not like anything you've ever heard. It's like that. It's like a phone call with a familiar voice, a very calming, a very comforting experience. Like that's a breakup song, but it was not like I didn't have like, oh, sad, you know, like I get it was sad or whatever, but your voice balances that emotion. So there's enjoyment in the breakup song, right?
I appreciate that.
Maybe we broke up and it was for the best, you know, and I wish you well, you know.
That or just bipolate.
Wait till you hear him sing Purple Rain on stage.
Really? Why would happen?
Yeah, I did it. I'm sorry. I love you, but I did it. It only happened to the once that I saw.
Yeah.
Time about it.
Yeah, it's one I was trying to get away from.
I know.
I say that, and I did it last night, so
I'm telling you, it's gonna become a signature thing.
it always comes around.
You're gonna
Very
have
few
to learn to
places
love
I
it.
can go and play where there's not someone in the crowd yelling "Purple Rain."
Oh.
And I don't care what you say, you slay it.
I'm gonna have to find out how much it's gonna cost to record it. I guess I don't know.
That you're already getting people excited. Sorry, he can't sing it here. We'll be putting Facebook.
Yeah,
jail.
we cannot afford that.
Oh yeah, no,
You know how much that would cost us, more than we have.
They will come a running real quick.
I got a feeling I know who that is that's requesting it too. But yeah, no, I couldn't sing that song right now if I wanted to. I've played the last 2 nights, and that one takes a lot out of me. So I got to pick and choose my moments for that one.
For the record, it wasn't Randy this time.
It was not Randy.
It wasn't Randy. Okay, I figured it would have been. If Randy's in the crowd, he will go and find someone else and say, "Hey, go request Purple Rain." I caught him doing it one time. The lady didn't even make it halfway up to the stage. Just said, "Nope."
Well, do you have another song for us?
I do.
Perfect. But before you do, I'm going to ask you my very favorite question.
Shoot.
What is the craziest thing, most embarrassing, funniest thing you've ever seen thus far on the road?
So I actually have 2 of those, and they're very, very similar. You were there for one of them.
Which is part of the story, though.
No,
Almost.
She's like the rest of us. So you've told your side of that story. I have my side of that story. So we are out Lake Somerville, and Jason Allen is up there doing his thing, killing it as usual. And Jason is, if you're visualizing Jason from Jason's point of view and he's looking out at the crowd, to the right and behind him is where he has all of his merch and a little bit of equipment. Next to that merch table, maybe, I don't know, a few feet in front of that is where me and our friend Randy is standing. Out of nowhere, a little white chihuahua comes out of nowhere and scares the hell out of me. Just because I didn't see it coming out of nowhere. There it is. It walks up and it starts sniffing my leg, and I already knew what he was up to. And I was just like, no, don't you dare. He moved on. Went over to Randy, started sniffing his leg. I was like, oh, God, don't. Then he makes his way over to Jason's merch booth. I'm like, oh, don't do it to his merch. Can you imagine him trying to sell shirts that have dog pee all over it? Then he makes his way up to Jason and hikes his leg on the mic stand. And
but he misses it.
He barely.
Barely, but he missed it.
I thought that he was aiming for Jason. But and you got it on video, didn't you?
Yeah, Katrina got it on video, but yes, we have actual footage of it happening.
Yeah, I need a copy of that. But so I had a similar story. I played at a bar down in Baytown, and I show up and I'm walking. I've never been to this place before. I walk in and I'm greeted at the door by like 6 dogs. Okay. This is an indoor place. They claim to be a bar and grill. You got dogs inside the restaurant. Okay. So I do my thing. I get all my stuff ready. I'm a couple hours into the set list. All of a sudden, one of them dogs appear. And I'm playing, and I'm up on stage. The dog can't get to me, but the dog walks to the middle of the dance floor and then does his thing. And all right.
So that's going to be your request as you're booking these shows. No dogs allowed.
If they're indoors, yeah.
Well, or outdoor.
If it's outdoor, I'm dog's got to do what he's got to do. I'm not going to hold that against the dog. But if it's indoors, come on, guys, we can do better.
Yeah.
I just think there's a song in the making. Like, yeah, your songs, like a satire song of, yeah, your songs have made people fall in love or, get married or whatever. But has it ever made dogs piss?
You and Jason get together and do that.
Hey, hang on for me 1 second. My light has gone. Let me turn something on.
Sure.
Okay. We'll hold it down here. Oh,
there we go.
That was quick.
Small.
Well, tell us about the next song you're going to sing for us. Everybody's waiting.
So the next song,
and it's called "Everybody's Watching."
Everybody's watching. Yeah.
There's a reason why I say the things I say. Hello.
No, so this song is about living in or growing up in. I wrote it for just people in general to try and relate to, but whether you grew up in one or you live in one, in a small town where everybody knows your business and you don't particularly care for it, which kind of hard to get around that when it's going to happen either way. So, but yeah, no, this song's called Everybody's Watching. We've been keeping us under wraps. That small town gossip, it sure travels fast. But girl, I just don't care. I'm starting to think there may be a few catching on to me, loving up on you. But girl, I can't help myself. Everybody's watching, everybody's talking, everybody wants to know what's going on. Guess there's nothing better to do around here, like mind their own. 'Cause everybody's watching. We've gone as far as leaving town to avoid wandering eyes that are all around. But girl, I think they're starting to stare. Let's give them a show. What do you say? We'll walk out hand in hand as the band starts to play. And I'll dance you like you need to be danced. Like everybody's watching, everybody's talking, everybody wants to know what's going on. Guess there's nothing better to do around here, like mind their own. 'Cause everybody's watching. Let's go out tonight and paint the town. There's no need to worry, I don't care who may find out. 'Cause everybody's watching, everybody's talking, everybody wants to know what's going on. Guess there's nothing better to do around here, like mind their own. 'Cause everybody's watching. Cause everybody's watching. Cause everybody's watching.
I like that one.
I do too.
I loved it.
And it's true.
Yeah, everybody is watching.
They're all watching and talking because they're jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Or interested.
Okay.
Nosy's more like it, but yeah.
That too.
Yeah, nosy.
That too. Well,
But yeah,
I just lost everything I was fixing to say.
Well, Brandi, everybody's watching, so get your shit together because we have a show.
Too late, it's gone. This is 100% me. I'm sorry if you can't take it.
you knew what you were getting.
Yeah. Can I just say that your bracelets, when they split together as handcuffs. That was hilarious too. I like it.
It's happened all day. I don't know why I didn't change them beforehand, but I have one that's open on one side and these are all closed and they get caught and I'm like, I don't know how to get out.
Like Beanie. You're like,
yeah,
the really amazing Brandi.
This one got caught on a sweater the other day, like on the inside of my sweater, and I'm walking around like, I don't know what to do. Y'all, I'm a hot mess.
From the mental hospital.
I'm a hot mess. I can't help it. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
You want to hear some shit? Look, it just happened again. You want to hear some shit I can't make up that happened to me this week since we didn't really do catch-up corner?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I don't even know what time it was. Yesterday morning, I was in my bedroom and I heard what sounded like geese walking by my bedroom window. And I was like, what in the... My neighbor must be like practicing a duck call. I don't know what for. It's not anywhere near that season right now. But oh, whatever. And I didn't think anything of it. I went on about my business. I walked into my office and I still hear it. And I'm like, this dude needs to stop. I'm not going to be able to do this all day. And then it kept going and going and going to the point where I was like, I need to go make sure there's not really geese. Y'all, let me just tell you that there was really 1,000%.
There's no like body of water near you. What were they? What the hell?
Yeah.
There's no body.
I can't make it up. I had to have video, or I do have video also. After about 45 minutes, they went away. I don't know where.
They're heading back north.
The lake.
Yeah. They stopped to fight about who said to go left when they obviously should have gone right.
You know what? I need to look up if geese symbolize something, because what if it means something?
I don't think so. I think if I could hear them, it would probably be, Bill, I told you before that you were going to have to exit. And Bill's like, well, Helen, you didn't tell me soon enough, and now we're in backyard.
Right. Listen to this.
Oh, that's
nice what I was listening to. 45 minutes. I was ready to pull my hair out or find a shotgun.
It's not that season. You would have gotten trouble.
That's why I didn't do it.
Good job.
Wink, wink.
But it would have been a nice dinner.
You've been like, damn, my cat's learned how to shoot things. I can't, my cat killed them.
You know, I was expecting when they got onto the ground that the cats were just gonna, no, they did not care.
Geese are mean. They would have whooped them. Might have given your cats an ass whooping.
That's why I didn't go out after them, because I have been chased by geese before. And I'm not looking forward to having that ever happen again.
Mm-hmm.
They are not nice, not at all.
They are absolutely not.
Well, we only have 2 more minutes left in the show.
That went really smooth. That was awesome show. Thank you, Chris, for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back.
So long to reschedule.
No, don't worry. You'll be back, darling. You'll be back.
Absolutely.
And let us know. Feel free to share to the page or tag us in your shows so that people can find you and know where you're playing.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? There it goes again. I swear, you guys. I did good all show, and then now all of a sudden.
Because that's why we made it 45 minutes. That's as long as we can go. And then we're just like, I don't know how to end it.
I don't remember anymore. My brain is fried.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah. We had shows like that before. We're like, what are we supposed to be doing next? We don't know.
No, thank y'all for having me. I've had a good time. It's good seeing y'all.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I may see you this weekend. I don't know yet. If we'll figure out time wise if it works out or not when I'm coming back through. So
I'll have my people call your people.
Sounds good. I'm good.
Or your people call my people, one way or the other.
Half the time the phone decides to work, it doesn't. So we'll see.
Sounds like a plan. Well, I hope it works out.
Will do. But yeah, no, thank y'all for having me. I've had a blast.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank you very, very much. We're going to let you go and we're going to close the show. And then, yeah. And we're looking forward to seeing what happens for you in the future. It's going to be bright.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good, safe weekend, okay?
You're welcome. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
I told you.
That was good.
He's just got that voice that just kind of sucks you in.
Golden.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Well, what are your plans for the weekend? Rest?
Yeah.
Sleep? Eat?
Sleep and eat. Sleep and eat. Sleep and eat.
Keep cooking that, baby.
Eat. Sleep and eat.
You guys, I want to let you all know that tonight is Jaclyn's last show before the baby comes. So we're so glad that we had such a great show for her last hurrah before this precious baby girl that I'm going to spoil rotten comes. And she'll be back. I will be back. I will be back in 2 weeks. So be prepared for who knows what the hell's going to happen. I'm taking it on my own.
You'll have people.
I'll have people, but I have to do all the things, and I'm not used to having to do all the things. So it's going to be a learning curve. So y'all come watch and see the shit show that it's could potentially be. Wish Jaclyn luck. I love you. I cannot wait to meet this baby. So excited.
Us too. Us too. Whew, she's already moving and kicking.
She's like, I need to broom. Get me out of here.
She is moving all the things around. She was like, this can go over here now. This can go somewhere up here. You don't need this. What does this do? Yeah. And she's printing.
Oh, that one's going to be fun.
I know. I can't wait.
Going to be getting into everything. I can't wait.
All right. Wrap it up. You got to say your thing first.
Got it. Guys, go be kind to yourself and everyone else, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
And remember, always untamed and Texas always. Cheers.
Bye, guys.